Um, the calendar for Jira app allows users to browse their issues in calendar mode. Each user in Jira can create an unlimited number of calendars. So you can share them between users. For example, you can create a calendar for everyone, and they can use this calendar altogether. When creating a calendar, you should consider that each calendar should have like time frames. You should have an event start time and event date time, finish time. So you can use Jira date pickers fields for that, or you can use date time fields for that. It's kind of just regular fields in your Jira issue. So you can use the fields you already have, for example, due date, or you can create a new pair of fields for this purpose. You can use different or same pair of fields for each calendar. For example, here there are dates, start date and finish date in my development project. And I use date time pickers because my tasks are not like for several days. They're pretty small, just for several hours. So I use date time pickers for this case. And a calendar, while creating a new calendar, you should also specify not only this name, but the scope of issues it should display you. You can select a project from the list of projects. So when you're selecting a project, the calendar will show you all the issues from this project. You can select a saved filter from the list of filters available to you. And you can also create a custom JQL, so a custom query, right? Like filter, but it's dynamic here. Also, when creating a new calendar, you can specify some details about its layout and how it should work. There are several modes in each calendar, and you can specify which ones you'd like to use within each calendar. For example, if you have long tasks like several day tasks, you maybe don't need a daily basis calendar. And if you have, for example, really short task, you will not have the year view. Here is also you can select a time frame the calendar should display you. For example, if you have working day from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., you can just display this time, not the whole day. Okay, I can see Eric is joining us.
Yeah, he should be joining. I guess there was an internet outage at our facility, so he had to move to a different part of the facility.
Yeah, okay, I will start from scratch, okay?
That'd
hello,
be great,
Eric.
He'll probably have questions.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Good afternoon, I should say.
It's actually evening here, but anyway. Yeah, and so nice to meet you. My name is Antonina. I'm from the development team, and also with me today is Diana from the marketing team.
Yes,
Hi.
I already started. I just started to show the calendar, so I will start again.
Sure. Yeah, I apologize. Our internet went down.
No, that's not a problem. There's this app allows Jira users, so any user in Jira can use this app. No specific requirements for that, and you can create multiple calendars. Each user can create a calendar or several according to their needs, and each calendar just displays a scope of issues on this timeline view. So while creating a calendar, you should consider that each event or issue should have time frames. So you need to select start field and end field. You can use standard Jira fields for this purpose. So here, for example, I use date time pickers because in my case, tasks are pretty short, several hours or even less. So I just create, as admin, I create a start date field and finish date field, usual Jira data time pickers, and put it on my screens here. So I can manage those information in issue, and also I can manage it in calendar. But you don't need actually, to have these fields in issue. They can be hidden from an issue itself.
So those dates are syncing with the dates that are.
Pardon?
Those dates that you have when you create the issue from the calendar, those are syncing to the issue.
Yes, yeah, right. They are synced. So you can change it here, and you will see your issue moved within calendar, and you can move your issue here in calendar, and the dates will be synced in the issue. They will be changed. So when creating a new calendar, you specify those fields. It can be a different pair in each calendar, or you can use the same one. Also, you specify not only the name but the scope of calendar. You can select a project from the list of available ones. You can select a saved filter, or you can manually type a query, Jira query. Also, there are several settings for each calendar. For example, you can select which modes you'd like to use. For example, for short issues, you maybe don't need the year view, and for long issues, you maybe don't need the day view. And also, you can select the preferred view, the default one that will be shown when you go by direct link to this calendar, and you can switch in between them. For hourly breakdown views like week and day, you can specify a specific time that should be displayed. For example, if you only need to display your working time, you can do it here, or you can display the whole day. You can select the first day of week for weekly views, like even each day, not only Monday and Sunday. And you can hide some days in calendar grid. There is also reminders integration. It's another of our apps, and you can specify if you need to create non-Jira events. So events that only exist in this calendar. I will show it a bit later. And this is year specific setting. So how many months you should display within year view. Also, for each issue, you can for each calendar, you can select what parameters should be displayed for an issue. So here on this preview, and also those that will be shown by click here. There is an ability to create quick filters. Yeah, I will show it on already created calendar here. So here I have two quick filters: my issues and overdue. You can create as many as you need, and for each one you just set query, like usual Jira query as usual. So here you can many of them.
And those are like each row on the calendar view?
Yes, so there are two filters, and here they are. Show them. And you even can hide some of them from specific groups. So one group, for example, can see their own filters, and another one can see their own filters, and so on. Almost the same with card colors. So you can specify the colors based on JQL. For example, here are two colors. All issues with empty assignee will be yellow, and developers, the issues where assignee in developers will be displayed as green. And here is default color for other issues. It works like usually. So the first condition that will be met will be applied to an issue. So if issue met several conditions, the first one will be applied. You can share a calendar with groups or users and specify if they can edit the calendar settings or not. And there are some advanced settings like time format and how I have nothing here, but the type of grouping on timeline views and so on. There's also an integration with Google Calendar, so you can display one Google Calendar here in each Jira calendar, private or public. Yeah.
And does that, so looking at that first row where it says unassigned, I see there's the dev-22, which is the Jira ticket. And then under that is the blue box that says admin. So that is the Google Calendar for
No,
that particular person?
This is actually an event. So each user can create their events in calendar, just like this. So it's not an issue, it's just an entity that only appears in this particular calendar, for example, lunch, meeting, or so on. And you can color it specifically for each event.
Okay, and that one doesn't have anything to do with Google Calendar or not?
No, there is no Google Calendar set here, but it looks pretty the same. So just another icon here. And you cannot edit the Google Calendar event from this calendar. You can only display it here.
Okay. But you can display it there, though.
Yeah,
So
you can. Yeah, right.
You could have in the same row for like this person, you could have them see what tickets are assigned to them and what's on their Google Calendar for the day, correct?
As for Google Calendar, it will be unassigned. It will be here. Because it will be just.
See. It moves up to the top. Okay, it wouldn't.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Yeah. So there are different modes. For example, here is a timeline week. As I understood, it's the main mode you will need if you need to separate your task by assignees. So here is separation by assignees. You can also use view like this. Monthly, weekly, daily, and so on. Sometimes, if the task is really small on like big view, you can see it not very in not very pretty way, but we are going to improve it soon. Or when there are too many in the same time. Yeah. So as for planning, you can create a new Jira issue right there. Like this, just click where you need to create a new issue, and you will see the same usual Jira standard screen for issue creation. You can also, like move issues here, and the time will be synced with Jira issue. You can change the time frames like this as well. And here's another way. We have the unplanned issue sections. Those are the same issues from the same scope. So for this particular case, it's issues from the development project, but those are unplanned. So both of these fields, start date field and end date fields, or at least one of those fields are unspecified. And those issues are here, but you can just put it on calendar like this, and then change their time.
Okay, I see. So that just means it hasn't been scheduled with a date.
Yeah, right. For now, each calendar requires 2 fields to be specified, so you can display it here. But we have in our backlog the closest idea that sometimes users need just one date for issue to be displayed. So it also will be ready pretty soon. And we already made it for our cloud calendar that you may set that only one date required for the issue to be displayed in calendar. There is also filters, so you can filter this section as well. And basically, I think that's almost all. Yeah, pretty simple app. Here is a link to share the link for this particular calendar because the address is always the same, but you can copy a direct link from here. I think that's all. So maybe, do you have any questions about settings or timelines or so on?
So I have a question, but it's a technical question. Will this app function if we are not on the cloud? I believe that we operate on our own server.
Yeah,
This,
we are.
this is the server variant, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
Maybe something else, some more questions.
Yeah. Hang on just a moment here. So what I'm wondering is, how can you customize the information that appears on each of these? Is that like, can I add more details onto that view of each of those boxes?
Yeah, you can customize it here in event layout section. So there is a setting where you can select which field should be displayed on the issue preview.
Okay, and is there any limitation to that?
Yes, some field types cannot be displayed. For example, long text, like description, and you can. If you have some apps and you'd like to display information from these apps, it depends on app itself and the type of field it provides. But sometimes some fields cannot be displayed from other apps.
Can labels be displayed as well?
Labels. Let me check it. Labels. Let's try. Three fields. Yeah, here's limitation. Yeah, I see. Okay, label.
Okay, but
let's check it right now because I'm not sure I have any label on my issue, but we'll try. Labels. I don't have labels here. Label field here. If you don't mind, I will tell you a bit later in an issue. I will write it down because it will take some time to add labels.
Sure.
And the same principle is for this view. So you can also put here you can put much more information, not only 3 fields. And here are the list of actions available for issue for a current user. And so status is changed and so on.
I missed that. How did you get this window to pop up? Did you just click on that?
Yeah, it just you can just click.
Okay,
yeah, right.
Okay.
So you don't have labels in your issues, so you can't check to see if it's working in the showing up on the calendar view. Is that what you were saying?
Yeah, I don't have
to add.
I don't have labels set up in my issues at all, but I can if you need it right now, I can check. I can do that.
Eric, how important is that to you?
Okay. Well, I think the most important information is accessible. It sounds like the options are anything that is like a selection type of thing. You said you cannot do anything with a long text, correct? For
Yeah,
the info.
there is just not so much space for long text. It will be
Yeah.
unreadable here. Yeah.
Right. Okay. I think that might be enough.
Could you explain why do you need long text? What for? Because we really appreciate any ideas for our backlog. Could you please explain the purpose you need the long text in calendar?
Oh, no, I think I wouldn't necessarily care about the long text. I'm just more interested in having, it looks like the limitation is 3 items that you can add to that view. I would say maybe adding 1 more would be ideal, but I think for our purposes, 3 would be okay. Because let's see, the only information I would need to see would be ticket number, person name, ticket type, machine type, and maybe a label. So maybe and I think so the ticket number and the person assignee, those 2 are already there. So having the other 3 should be probably enough, but it might be nice to have one, like a 4th option as well.
Okay. I will put it in our backlog. And
right now, the way I do it right now is I use Smartsheet. I don't know if have you used Smartsheet before or heard of it before?
Yeah, I've heard of it, right?
Yeah,
but I haven't used it.
So basically, the information that I need to know is, oh, the other thing is, I missed it. Okay, so this right here. Sorry.
I'm sorry. Are you going to share screen?
Yeah. Do you see that? Yeah. So that line right there, is that the summary, the ticket title?
Right. This is key time frames, and summary, and also the issue length.
What is that number for? The 20 hour? That's like the start and end time. Is that correct? Like the amount of time allotted for that issue? Is that what that is?
Oh, it actually should be a.
I see.
It's a bug. Yeah, I see now. It's a bug. Yeah. No, not actually. Not. It's the end of day. So it's from.
Right. It's going to the morning.
Oh,
right.
thanks that. I thought it's a bug for a moment.
Okay, no, that may, I understand what that's for. Okay.
But so
yeah, go ahead.
So you can only see a certain number of issues on this calendar block, but then if you drag over it with the cursor, it opens up that other window, and that other window shows more of the different issues, right? So it's really just getting a quick glimpse, and then you can also, I'm assuming that you can choose what 3 issues you show in the quick view on the calendar.
Yes, right.
So we can,
That's
okay,
right.
and then, but then all the more issues, and then you can also, am I correct in assuming that you can decide what issues show up if you drag over it, or does just everything show up when you drag over it?
No, there's also the settings the same way. So one setting for a glance and another one for preview.
Okay.
You can put here many fields. Yeah.
Okay. When you click on it, that's the preview window that pops up.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. That's fine.
I mean, that seems pretty functional to me, Eric. I mean, that you get like a quick view from the calendar, then you can click on it for the details real quickly, right?
Yeah, it'd be like partial details, right? It wouldn't be the complete ticket, obviously, but it would give you like you think of it as like different layers of like a magnifying glass, right? So
Yeah.
the most information would just be opening the ticket.
Yeah,
individually.
we used to have an idea that maybe users will need to click on a glance and go straight to an issue, but sometimes they have too many information in issue and they just don't need to find it through the issue. And here you can find everything you need pretty quick.
And then from this window right here, how you can like click on this and that will open the ticket. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
I see. Okay, yeah. So that allows you to go right to it if you need to. Could you go through some of the other calendar views as well? I think this calendar view is probably the one I would use the most, but I'd be curious to see like what the other views look like as well.
Yeah, okay. I will enable all the views to show it to you. But as it short tasks, it may seem a little bit too short on some views. Anyway, so month view is like here, like this.
Right.
So in the day you have many tasks, you will see like the long day.
Right.
There is a week view.
Okay.
Not so pretty when there are so many tasks on the same time, but we will improve it soon. The day view the same, but like for a day. And here is also here you can also set the splitting by assignee or reporter. Timeline monthly with one day step. Weekly timeline with 1 hour step. Daily timeline with like longer steps. Yearly timeline also with day step. And the year view like this.
Oh, I see. Like a full. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. Right. Yeah,
so if you go back to the weekday and timeline month, those three, or timeline week, the one that you're on right now as well. Actually, I think, sorry, if you go back to the week view. I see this one's just by day. Okay, and then the day I think was the one I saw it on. Yeah, okay, so up here right now you have it each column by assignee, correct?
Right.
And is there a way that I could see that, but also have another view that would be a different like detail that from my ticket? For example, we have machine assignments. So if I were to put into one of the fields which machine that person's going to be doing that particular ticket on, I'd like to be able to lay out in this view with.
Yeah, I got it. It's one of the most popular ideas in our backlog. So yeah, it also we're also planning to do it this year. So it's like planning by any kind of resource, employee or product or something else, any select list.
Okay. And then if you go back to the timeline week, so is it possible to be able to, for example, colorize this information? So like this priority, for example, is medium. I would want to be able to see that as like blue. And then if it says priority high, I want to be able to see that as like red. Right? Is that possible?
Yeah, I see. It's not possible for now. You can only colorize the card itself. But
So
for this, yeah, sure, I will show you. So here, card colors setting, and you can just select a color and text color.
Okay. So if I created a filter in here that says priority equals high, color it red.
Yeah, let's do that. Okay, here is it. And let's go to an issue and make it high priority. What issue it was? This one, priority high. Oh, maybe something wrong. Maybe
yes.
something wrong is with my filter. Let's check.
Well, you
Uh,
have,
part- it was put here. We need it here.
okay.
Yeah, it's
Well, so
red
the
now.
order that you stack the filters in, it will like prioritize which filter it selects. So that
Yeah,
the high,
sure. Yeah,
Right,
the high,
okay.
the highest one. The first condition met will be applied.
Okay.
And as for priority, in our backlog, we have the idea of showing not only the name, but icon, maybe even only icon.
Right, okay. Yeah, that's, it would be good for our purposes to have both. Because we use, on one of our priorities, we use the same icon for a slightly different text.
Okay.
But having the text there is, I think, at the very least, that's probably the best case for us.
Okay, so any other questions? I actually didn't manage to get a corporate Zoom, so we have several minutes left.
Okay. Is there any is there any way that I can log into a demo and try it out myself and just play with it?
You can, if you have a Jira instance where you can try the app on, you can just use the trial version. You can use up to 6 months of trials, actually, one by one. And you can use even your Jira instance, for example. If you don't like the app, you can just delete it and your issues will not be
So
affected.
our administrator would have to install it and set up the free trial so that we could test it out, correct?
Yeah, sure. You just go to Marketplace or you go to your instance UPM, and you can find here in Manage Apps, you can find the trial apps. Just find the app by name and install it.
Let me just see if I have that online. Right. Yeah, okay. I'll contact our administrator.
Okay, so if you don't have further questions, I think that's all because of the lack of time. I can send you the link to this record and answer all your questions in the same issue. And if you need more information, please don't hesitate to contact us and our support.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you as well. Have a nice day.
All right.
You as well.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.